So Foundry is the innovation wing of the GSMA, right? Traditionally, we've had a lot of projects that are in technology, in strategy and policy. We saw a new area that we need to build out, which is around innovation, because change and disruption is happening all the time in the industry. With GSMA Foundry, what we want to do is work on fast, short-term projects that deliver impact almost immediately. And the result is 6 to 12-month projects. We don't look at anything longer than that. We have a challenge in our industry about moving innovation forward. Now, if everybody's working on the same things, largely getting the same results, how can we help move that story on forward? Part of it is around collaboration. Part of it is around bringing partners together and the sharing of those results and impacts. And that's what we're doing in GSMA Foundry. So some of the partnerships that we're looking at, we're actually at a really, really exciting time. We spent the last couple of years building around 50 projects. And now we're actually looking at who are our strategic partners across the board. One of the big partners that we're working with is the European Space Agency, and that comes to one of our key themes, which is non-terrestrial networks. Working with partners like the European Space Agency, like the Global Satellite Operator Association, those are where we see most amount of impact. Effectively, the telco industry is not just about the telco industry anymore. It's about adjacent industries, working with other ecosystems, working with other partners. So we bring the telco operators, they bring the satellite operators, and by bringing those two together, that's where the magic happens in Foundry. You know, we're looking at developing a number of projects, we're looking at innovation challenges, we're looking at spinning up a working group on what are the future challenges that we need to address. And not doing it in silos and in a fragmented basis. It's working together to get more impact, to get more, effectively, revenues, because that's what's driving the future of telco at the moment. Obviously, we look at innovation across the whole of the telco ecosystem, but we do need to have some areas of focus. Now, it goes without saying 5G is an important consideration, but there's two other lenses that we're going to be looking at with a huge amount of focus, which is going to be artificial intelligence. The other topic is non-terrestrial networks. Now, non-terrestrial networks is really about how hybrid networks will evolve in the future. We know that at the moment, with the way that 5G is rolled out, we have a reliance on terrestrial networks, which is your base station, your small cell. It's very much so ground-based. But the networks of the future, they'll involve drones, they'll involve high-altitude platforms, they'll involve hail, they'll involve satellites. And it's going to be a mixture of how you get your connectivity. So that's going to be one of the lenses that we're going to be looking at. So 5G, AI, non-terrestrial networks, and the other two kind of like big buckets are monetization and efficiency. Part of the challenge around 5G has been around the monetization. Operators have not seen the return on investment that they've made in their networks. So how do we tell a consolidated story of where are the use cases where monetization can happen right now? The second part of it is always around network efficiency and network optimization, because ultimately it's the two sides of the same coin. There's not going to be a silver bullet that's going to generate huge amounts of revenue, or indeed a silver bullet that's going to save huge amounts of money for operators. It's a combination of multiple solutions all coming together to deliver that. And that's part of the challenge that we have. We look across all of the ecosystem, what's generating revenue, what's saving money, but also what are the key hot topics. You know, one of the future trends that we look at is quantum, for example. That's going to be affecting the next 5-10 years of telecoms and indeed the IT sector. It will change the way that we work in the world. By us having early visibility and started working on these areas, we're positioning ourselves at the forefront of innovation. And that's really, really key in the GSMA. This year we have a strategic focus on telco labs. When we looked at telco labs, we saw there's hundreds already out there. Should the GSMA set up a telco lab itself? No, because that would again be falling at the first hurdle of we're duplicating what's already out there. What we see our role in the telco labs is to establish a telco labs network. Rather than us setting up a lab and competing with what's already out there, bring together the cumulative effect of all of these labs working together. What we want to do in GSMA Foundry is be the calendar of calendars, a 12-month rolling calendar of all of the telco challenges across the whole of the industry. And if you have one particular company working with another particular company, you leverage the effect of both of those being able to work together. And that's what's fundamentally at the heart of what GSMA Foundry is.